Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ariane and this is The Missing. Thank you for joining us today. If you're new, welcome. This channel is dedicated to my Uncle Mark, who went missing in 2001. My hopes is to help other people with missing family members bring their family members home and find closure, the same as we are hoping to do with the case with my uncle. If you are returning, thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging in there. I have said it before, I know my videos are sporadic, but we are working to resolve that issue and get content out as quickly and consistently as possible. I want to thank today both of my beautiful daughters who are going to help in the next few videos, getting everything prepared, getting me ready, helping me with the research. As you guys know, I am a wife, I am a mother of 7, I do work full time, so our schedules are busy. The baby had surgery last week, and I'm here to tell you, if any of you have to put one of your little ones under and they come out of anesthesia, run for the hills. It's terrifying. They come out like little exorcist demons. I am telling you, my child was a mess. Anyway, we have that going on. We have a construction zone in the house. I think many of you may know, I may have said it, maybe I haven't said it. The house that we live in was actually my childhood home, and when my parents got older, they decided to downsize, and so they were going to sell the house. We were fortunate enough to be able to get the house, and so we have been working tirelessly to get the house updated, things fixed. We had to remodel because, of course, since we do have 7 children, the house was originally a 3-bedroom house with a big loft area that we were able to make into 2 extra bedrooms. We had a living room, and the dining room we had to create into a bedroom. So, I mean, it's just been years of... We've lived here almost 3 years now. And so between my husband's health issues and COVID and work and getting the house remodeled to make room and space for everybody, it's been crazy. So anyway, I definitely appreciate you tuning in, returning. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when we upload new videos. And thank you again for being a crusader and helping bring people home. You can be a hero. Remember, the smallest detail of something may turn out to be a large break in a case. So if you recognize anybody from the videos, if you have any information on any of the cases that we cover, please comment down below. Email lovedonesmissing@gmail.com. Or if you have a loved one or someone you know has a loved one that's gone missing and you would like their information to get out there, please feel free to email me pictures, information about the case, and I will gladly put them out there and try to help bring them home to you. Today's case is one that's been covered in the news lately. The case of the young farmer, Dylan Rounds. He was, just a young kid who went missing. Like most young kids, he was trying to build his life, enjoyed farming, and had, his little farm that he lived on and worked on. And sadly, that would be the last place that anybody's going to find any information for Dylan Rounds. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So little Dylan Rounds was born in August 1st of 2002 in Idaho Falls to his father, Justin Rounds, and his mother, Candace Cooley. When he was about 4 years old, his father and mother did divorce, and Dylan and his younger brother and sister split their time between Idaho Falls, where their father lived, and Twin Falls, where their mother lived. Both parents were involved. By all accounts, from any information I can get, typical upbringing, loving family, no issues. I did not find any information as to Dylan being involved in drugs or alcohol or being a problem child or being involved with the wrong crowd or anything that would really set off red flags that, he would be some type of runaway or something would have happened to him because of the company he kept. I think by all accounts he was a good, hardworking kid. Now, Dylan was last seen on May 26th in 2002. I'm sorry, so May 26th, 2022. He had stopped by the Saddle Sore, I believe it was Saddle Sore Bar, 2 days earlier to get something to eat. And on the 28th of May, he did speak to his grandmother on the phone. By all accounts, it was a normal conversation, although his grandmother did state to authorities that he had told her that it was raining outside and he needed to go and move his truck, so that it wouldn't, get wet and stuff like that. So he was just trying to take care of things on the farm, was doing his job, living a normal life. Now, that would be the last conversation, from what I'm understanding, that anybody would have with Dylan, is when he spoke on the 28th to his grandmother. Now, his mom did say that, like a lot of young kids, and I have kids his age, around his age, his exact age, and a little older, of course, and younger. And they misplace things. And his mom said that, from time to time, Dylan would misplace his chargers for his phones. And so it was quite possible that they hadn't heard from him because the battery had run out on the phones. But that he always ended up showing up either at his dad's house or at his mom's house, to retrieve a charger or to touch base or to speak to them. Or, they were a close enough family that they stayed in contact. So going a few days without hearing him started to set off some red flags for his mom. She was getting concerned because she hadn't heard from him. Now, on May 30th, Dylan's mother said that she received an alarming phone call from his best friend. Said that no one had heard from Dylan since Saturday, and, his friends were starting to get concerned. So this, of course, when friends are reaching out to a parent and saying, hey, we haven't seen him, we haven't heard from him, have you? A mom, a dad, they're going to start to worry. I would definitely worry. And so at that point, the mom started to get worried and kept trying to get a hold of him, couldn't get a hold of him. And so at that point, she touched base with his dad. Hey, have you heard from Dylan? Have you seen him? Do you know where he is? Sorry, had some technical issues. So anyway, that set off some alarms and there was some concern. So at that point, Dylan's parents thought it was best to go ahead and report him missing because nobody had heard from him or seen him. Now, once the police get involved, of course, they start searching. And the first place they're going to search is the place that they knew he was last. And based on his conversation with his grandmother when he needed to move equipment inside because it was raining, they knew he was at his house, his farm. So they started there. And what they would find is that Dylan's truck was on the property. They found a pair of his boots carelessly thrown behind a dirt pile about 100 yards from where his truck and equipment was found, was my understanding. And what struck his mother odd was that apparently Dylan was very meticulous, and especially with his work equipment, his boots. And so the way and where his boot was thrown was a little off to them. They knew that something wasn't right. His wallet, his cell phone, they did not find any of that on the premises. But they did find his vehicle. Now, as cops, during the course of the investigation, the cops discovered that there was a little bit of blood on one of his boots. And the other thing that Dylan's mom thought was very odd is that she is about 4'11", is my understanding. So she's a smaller person. Dylan was about 5'11", and anytime she would get in his truck, or if she needed to drive the truck or move the truck, she would move the seat up. Obviously, short people, we have to sit closer. what she found odd was that when she got in his truck that day, his seat was already moved all the way forward. Now, she knew Dylan wouldn't have done that because he's 5'11". He's much taller than her. He drives with the seat farther back. She always had to move the seat, and the seat was already moved. So that was what of a big red flag for her, because she knew that wouldn't have been him. He would not have been the one to move the seat forward. So by all indications, that suggests, at least in my mind, that somebody of a smaller stature than Dylan would have been the last one to be inside of his truck. The other thing that was a big red flag for the police and his parents was that it appeared that his truck that he drove had been power washed, and the seats and everything inside the truck had been completely cleaned and wiped down. That there again, to me, suggests that somebody's trying to wash away evidence, maybe. Evidence of Dylan having been in the truck, or maybe evidence of them having been in the truck. Either way, it was washed down. Now, from information that I've read, I know that there's been people of interest in the case where Dylan's concerned. Some questionable people of interest as far as their backgrounds or pasts. Now, does that mean that they did anything to him? No, not necessarily. I do believe that people can change. And so just because maybe they did something in their past doesn't necessarily mean that they did something now. However, they're being looked at for whatever reason. Maybe it's come up that they know something, they were involved. Either way, these people are being looked at. So anyway, yes, just because somebody has done something in their past doesn't mean that they did anything now. Now, one of the persons of interest that I know that they've been looking at is pegged to be a violent person, is somebody who used to help him on the farm, but everybody is innocent until proven guilty, and as my understanding, no charges at this time are being brought against anybody because this is still an open and an active investigation. So take a look at the pictures. If you have any information on Dylan Round's whereabouts, please comment or email lovedonesmissing@gmail.com. Be a crusader. Bring these people home. And as always, have a wonderful and blessed Sunday.